After getting sick from eating my dad's dinner and missing a school dance, I had a blow-up with him that ended with him packing up my room and kicking me out, and now we're at a standoff over my senior night and whether I'm ever allowed to live with him again. Posted by you/lowly nights. Okay, so first off, I do feel bad about complaining about all of this. I'm just a middle-class American teenager, like I have a car and both my parents are well off and own homes. I'm not living in Gaza or anything terrible like that. I get it. But I'm 18F and a senior in high school. I have straight A's and a full ride to a university next year. It's not my dream school, but I know I'll end up going there because the economy is terrible, and while my parents are okay money-wise, free is free. My parents are divorced and remarried. My dad has been with my stepmom for a while, and my mom and stepdad have been together about 5 years. A few months ago, I was diagnosed with a tick-borne disease and can't have red meat products. It's terrible, and I get so sick if I have anything. I miss steak. But a few weeks ago, the night before a dance, my dad was making dinner. I was at his house on one of the days I normally wouldn't be because my mom was out of town and I don't like staying alone. He made my little brother's favorite meal that I didn't know had beef stock in it. Just to clarify, since I'd never read the meal, I asked if it was okay to eat, and he said yes. Later, when I got sick, he checked the recipe again and felt terrible and admitted there was beef stock and he forgot. That's obviously not his fault. But later, when I was sick, we started fighting about the dance. I got super sick and had to miss my senior fall dance. Which I know isn't the end of the world, but it really felt like it was, and I got into a huge fight with my dad. He called me spoiled and high maintenance, and I know I said things like I hate him and he doesn't care about me, and left to stay at my mom's. We'd fought before, and I cooled off and went back to his house on my normal day, thinking we'd just apologize to one another like normal, but when I got there, he told me that he'd packed up my room, into trash bags, and that he wasn't going to take abuse from his adult child. I thought he was joking, but he wasn't. I was crying a bunch, and my stepmom was yelling at my dad. She gave me one of her credit cards and told me to call her if I ever needed anything, and I've been staying at my mom's ever since. Which isn't great. She and her husband kind of do their own thing, and I just feel like I bother them. I recently broke up with my boyfriend, too, and he's been kind of bothering me, and I asked my dad to tell him to stop, but he told me I needed to deal with my own issues on my own. So I asked my stepdad, which was embarrassing because I don't know him very well, and I don't know if he even fixed the situation. He seemed annoyed until my mom finally talked to my ex. He finally left me alone, but now his friends keep messing with me online and in person at school. My senior night for my team is this weekend. I wanted my dad there, and told him I'd buy him lunch this past weekend to talk. I told him I knew that what I said was wrong, and I wasn't trying to make excuses, but I was feeling so bad and was so upset about the dance, and him calling me high maintenance and spoiled also hurt. He said he knew that emotions were high, but I was an adult now and actions had consequences. I get that. But if I was the first teenager to fight with her parents, I would understand. I'm a good kid. I have a scholarship and a job, and I know kids who have gotten like DUIs and their parents still love them and let them live with them. He said he loved me, but I needed to learn consequences, and that he'd still go to my senior night. But I told him don't bother. I had wanted all 4 of them to walk me, but now I just want to walk myself. I don't feel supported by any of them, and just paid and went to leave. He told me that if I didn't let him walk me at my senior night, I could kiss ever moving back in with him ever again. I told him that was fine. I was just so done trying to convince him that I was worthy of living in his house. If my parents weren't divorced, it wouldn't even be a question if I'm allowed to live with my own dad. I'm fine with my decision. I have so many other things going on. My ex's friends are giving me problems, I'm playing like garbage anyways and will probably be benched soon, so it doesn't matter. But my grandparents and even my stepmom have called and asked me to answer my dad's calls and talk to him, and have said that I've upset him. I'm not trying to upset them, but I just am not in a good place to deal with all of this with him right now and don't want anyone there. There's a part of me that doesn't even want to walk that night. /relevant comments. Commenter. Not the jerk, your dad made a very heated and drastic move. His actions have consequences too. If he truly wanted to try to make amends, he'd find a proper way instead of guilt-tripping you through family members. Try to control your temper in heat-of-the-moment situations next time. And don't let people who don't make you feel supported and successful ruin your moments, like your grad walk. Ops response. It's not for graduation. It's for a senior night, since I'm on a varsity team. I generally do control my temper, everything is just so overwhelming right now, and I felt so sick. He just doesn't understand how bad the food makes me feel. Downvoted commenter 2. I don't get it. He said he'd come, and you told him no. Why? You wanted him there. Why did you tell him no? Because he said you can't live with him? You need to mend the relationship before you can move back in. While I think he's wrong to be so demanding, I feel like your emotions are all over, and you're very reactive. You are making matters worse for yourself. He's being a jerk, yes, but you definitely aren't helping yourself. Op's response. Yes, that's why I invited him, apologized again, and even bought him lunch. But he said he still wouldn't let me move back in and still won't help me with my ex harassing me. I was just sitting there like, wait, why do I even want him there on my special night? Like, I get he doesn't like me. I know neither of my parents do, because to them I'm too much like the other one for them to ever actually really love me. But I thought if I sat there and apologized and begged him for help, he'd at least care, and he didn't. Downvoted commenter 3. Everyone sucks here. You are publicly showcasing your disappointment in your dad. You also have to own some stuff. He did overreact, but you were at his house on a night you normally wouldn't be, so it was him making your little brother's favorite meal, not something he would normally make for you. You didn't take the onus to ask if it had red meat byproducts, and then you got mad at him for your lack of responsibility. You were behaving like a spoiled and high-maintenance person, expecting them to meal plan things you can eat even on days you aren't supposed to be there. You told your father that you hate him because you missed a dance. You literally said I hate you to someone that has loved and provided for you, because he was making his son their favorite meal, you ate some and missed a dance. Words have consequences. Now you are going to double down and publicly shame him, because you don't feel like he has groveled enough. You might not be a troubled teen with DUIs, but you sound exhausting, entitled, and incredibly spoiled. Op's response. Yes, but I asked him if there was any red meat in the meal, and he said no. I was going to make myself something else, but I was starving after practice, and it smelled good, so I had it. When I got sick, he remembered the broth. I have found some easy things I can make and even bought them myself for both houses, so they don't have to change their lives for me. If he said there were beef products in it, I would have just eaten that. This is my last dance, and my, now ex, was angry I was going to miss it and was making me feel bad. I know I shouldn't have gotten angry, but it was really upsetting, and he wouldn't even comfort me when I was sick because he was annoyed. Commenter 4. Your father, your parent, whose only role as a parent is to keep you safe and healthy, gave you food that made you violently ill, and you're supposed to apologize to him. That's insane. He needs to earn his way back into your life, not the other way around. I'm a parent. I would do anything to keep my kids healthy. Commenter 5. Made his daughter ill, didn't take responsibility, got his feelings hurt by Op's valid crash out, literally kicked his own daughter out of the house, refused to help her with a boy harassing her, and now sends flying monkeys with the manipulative messages about, again, his own hurt feelings. What garbage of a father and an adult. Update 1 month 1 week later. I know it's been a while since I posted about my senior night. But basically, I, 18F, got into a fight with my dad because he forgot there was something I was allergic to in the dinner he made, and I had to miss my dance, and he kicked me out to live with my mom. He got super mad when I told him he wasn't going to walk with me at my senior night. Anyways, I didn't even end up going and kind of forgot about it. Not to be super woke or anything, JK, I love being woke lol, but trigger warning. My coach isn't like a super nice guy or anything, but my ex's friends, the ones who had been harassing me after my mom had finally gotten my ex to leave me alone, accidentally did so in front of him. They were punished, and I was really hoping that would be the end of it. But it wasn't, and a few days later when I wasn't at school, they did something bad. I don't want to elaborate, and they were arrested, and the ones whose parents could afford to have them out on bail, but I know 2 of them didn't get bailed out. My ex wasn't there, but he was charged with something else. He's over 18 but still got bail, and they ended up dropping the charges on him. It might be my fault. I know it's stupid, but before it happened, I had deleted all of his messages because it was really stressful having them on my phone. My mom keeps pushing for them to get a warrant for the deleted messages, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere, and honestly, I don't know if it would even matter. I have a restraining order for all of them, though, which is good. There's a lady I'll call Gail. I don't know if she's a social worker or actually a cop, but she's been really nice and helpful. She told me that if they don't take plea deals, there will be multiple trials, and I'd have to testify at all of them. I asked her when the trials would be because the school I am going to is far away, but she said not to worry about that. I just don't want to be at my new life and have to miss classes or something. I also really don't want to testify and hope they take deals, even if it means they won't be punished as much. Like, I know they have rights and there's allegedly still a constitution in America, but the idea of testifying at multiple trials makes me want to die. I've seen videos of people making fun of women who testify too, and I can't handle that, so I really hope they take deals. I guess if they could just combine all of the trials and I only had to testify at one, I would be okay with doing that, but Gail said that's not likely to happen and not to get my hopes up. She wasn't mean about that or anything. I think she was just being realistic. My mom and stepdad have been really good about everything. My stepdad and I don't know each other that well, but he broke down and apologized and said he blames himself and should have done more. I don't think he should blame himself. I even told him that, but he's been doing nice things for me a lot and making a lot of food that I like without me doing anything in return, so I feel bad. My mom has been really nice and supportive, but I think she's taking all of this harder than I am almost, and that is annoying. Like she just randomly cries and it's annoying to me because nothing happened to her. I haven't said anything to her about that though. Like I don't need her acting like I'm still a kid and cutting up my food for me, I can do that. I haven't talked to my dad. I don't want to. The day before the party, I had begged my dad again to say something to one of the guys' dads because they work together, but he left me on red. So I guess I kinda blame him. I know that's wrong, but I don't want to see or hear from him, so I blocked him. I didn't even want him to know what happened. I know the police went to my mom's house to tell her, and I was kind of hoping that since I was over 18 they wouldn't tell him, but since he was still my emergency contact, they did. I fixed that for the future. He's talked to my mom, but she said I don't need to talk to him or even think about him right now. He sent a bunch of letters to my mom's house, for a week or whatever it was every day, but now it's less often, but I didn't read any and my mom said she just set them aside for now. I told her she could throw them away, but I don't think she did. I mean, I am sure he feels bad, but I don't want to hear him apologize or try to comfort me. I wanted his help before all of this and to have tried to stop it from happening, but he didn't do anything. So that's why I blame him and not my mom or stepdad. They at least tried to do something before all of this, even if what they did didn't work. I don't think I will forgive him. I know he's hurting, but I can't worry about his feelings. I know this sounds bad, but I'm not his only kid and he has my brothers too, so I don't feel guilty, like I'm not stopping him from being a dad forever to anyone, you know? Plus I'm an adult now and I can choose who can or cannot comfort me. I have a therapist now. She's fine, I wish I could have a different one because her voice kind of annoys me. I don't think they let you change therapists because of that, though. I actually hate therapy, to be honest, and wish my mom would stop making it a big deal that I go. I don't want to tell her that it is kind of nice being the one in charge of my relationship with my dad and not vice versa. That's probably bad, but it's true. Plus, I kind of have an IDGAF attitude lately, and I probably would just say to his face that I blame him and that this is his fault, which I know isn't fair. So not talking to him is the right thing to do. I also had to block my stepmom. She texted my aunt that it's nice just being them and their kids and not having my drama in their house, and it got back to me, so I'm just giving them what they want. Like I wonder if either of them actually ever really loved or cared about me. Maybe kicking me out when I turned 18 was the plan all along, and that's why he did it over something so stupid? And, again, they have my brothers, so they're not missing out on anything with me, you know? Everyone at school knows, but they've all been nice, like not even just my team and friends, but everyone there has been nice, though. Like, really nice. I don't think they're being fake or anything, but if they are, I told my therapist that was fine because I'd rather them be nice and fake than mean and authentic right now. I was kind of nervous because I'm not popular or anything at school. I'm not a loser or anything, but kind of do my own thing. The only other person in my class who's going to my college is this one popular guy, and he promised me he wouldn't tell anyone at our college about this. I know people will probably still find out, but that was nice. He's been talking to me more, even outside of school. Like, we were on break part of last week and he still reached out. It kind of feels like he's trying to hype me up for college, which is nice because at first I was kind of thinking about taking a year or something off, but I know I should go. I think his parents both went to the school, and he's like obsessed with it, so he keeps sending me things going on there. His older sister also goes there, and he said he's going to go a week early and stay with her and invited me. I know it's a while away and told him I'd think about it. I don't really want to, but it's one of those things where I feel like even if I don't enjoy it, it would be good for me long term to go and meet people before freshman week starts. So I don't know what I'll do about my dad. I was thinking about calling him at Christmas, but maybe I won't. My brothers have told my grandma they want to see me at Christmas, but it might be because I always get them good gifts lol. Maybe I can go over to their house for a little. Mom and her husband don't do much like decorate or celebrate Christmas, and my dad's side is really festive, so I kind of miss that. I will probably do the more Christmassy things in town with my best friend's family. I know my mom and stepdad would do them if I asked, But maybe I'll just go with her family. So I don't know. My mom asked me if there was anything my dad could do for me to want to listen to or talk to him, and I told her I'd think about it. Luckily, she's only asked once. So I'm not saying never, I'm just not interested right now. But I'm excited about the future and going to college and think I'll just focus on that. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Does your dad know what your stepmother said? If he does, and he's done nothing, there's nothing to say to him. Let him have his wretched wife, and go on with life without him. A good parent doesn't kick their child out of the house when that parent has endangered them because of gross negligence. He's already a failure in many ways. Add his wife, and not sure what his redeeming quality is. Your grandmother could facilitate seeing your brothers without seeing your dad. As you have said in the post, you may not be in the headspace to see him. Adding the pressure of Christmas on top of that, it's probably not the best idea. Your mom is emotional because she knows you've been hurt and it's bad, but she can't do any of it for you. Good moms want to take the bullet for their kids and spare them hurt and hardship. She can't do that now and it's hard. No, it didn't happen to her, but it happened to her baby, and watching her baby hurt is very difficult. It is not on you to comfort her or support her or shield her, I'm just trying to explain. I hope you have a good Christmas and can start counting down to college with sincere joy and excitement. Fingers crossed they take please and you get peace from that part. Ops response. I don't know if he knows. I doubt she knows that I know even. My cousin just saw the text on her mom's phone and told me. She might have just been venting or something, but I don't care. I don't know if they'll let me just see them without them there, but I can ask my grandma. I don't know if they'll let me know that's happened, and I won't tell them or anything, but maybe they don't want my brothers to be a part of it. I don't know. Commenter 2. Oh geez, I wonder what her ex and his friends did. What a terrible situation for her to be in. Commenter 3. The ex wasn't there, but it seems pretty clear his friends assaulted her at a party. Commenter 4. Being annoyed by the therapist's voice is a perfectly valid reason to switch therapists. Maybe pitch it to your mom a different way, such as this therapist is not a good fit and is not helping me. I need to switch therapists to have any hope of continuing therapy. Then switch. Maybe it will help, maybe not. But the one you have is not helping, so there is no harm in trying someone else. Ops response. Yeah. I also just don't like it, so maybe her voice is an excuse. It's a chore, like it is in the evenings, and I just have other things I'd rather be doing. I'll keep going for now, though, at least until the end of the year. Commenter 5. I have to say, when I've had good therapists, good fit for me, I've actually enjoyed doing therapy and haven't felt like it was a chore. So, I still think a different therapist would be worth trying. Ops response. I know therapy works for a lot of people. I just don't like it. I think I'm in a good place considering everything, honestly, and therapy usually makes me feel worse for a few days. I just don't think it helps me, but I get that it's helped a lot of people. Second update 3 weeks later. Hi everyone. I hope you all had a good holiday, whatever you celebrate. I love Christmas time. I'm not very religious or anything, I just feel like it's a great time of year. A lot of people have asked me for an update, but I don't really have anything huge. Things are mostly fine. Most days I feel totally fine. But I've decided that this whole chapter, or whatever, is over now. I read all my dad's letters. My mom and stepdad were gone for a weekend for her birthday, and I don't really sleep much. They were whatever. I can tell that he's hurting, but I don't have time for all of that. I would have killed for him to say any of that stuff before all of this. I didn't feel anything reading them now. Asking me to move back in doesn't mean anything now. It would have before, but now I don't even want to. My stepmom had sent a few, too, but they were mostly just about wanting me to reach out to my dad and how badly he was hurting. And one of them basically said that this all happened because I didn't tell my dad the severity of everything wrong, and they can't help me in the future if I don't talk to them. And in all my dad's letters he's constantly talking about how he wants me to move back in, etc., but in my stepmom's, she just says I should come over and visit. So I threw them all away. My best friend's grandparents got into a really bad car accident. Her family went out to Ohio to spend Christmas with them instead of them coming to her, which is good, but they were who I was going to do Christmas stuff with. They said I could come with them, but that felt very intrusive, so I said it was totally fine. They did ask me to house sit, but they don't have any pets or plants or anything, so I think they were just saying it's fine if I stay there some nights like I normally do. My mom and stepdad work a lot and aren't that into the holidays, but they put up a tree, which they never do, so that was nice. I found some decorations that were probably my grandma's in the basement and put them up too, so our house at least looked festive. My mom and stepdad are at least pretending to like them, but I'll take them down soon before they get too annoyed. That guy from my school who is going to college with me, I'll call Dan, his family doesn't do Christmas stuff either, but that's because they're Jewish. But there's this lights thing in my city, and it's kinda stupid, but I always used to do it with my dad and brothers and stepmom and was going to do it with my friend, but she had to leave town. But Dan got us tickets, and that was really nice. We had a good time, but I didn't really think about my dad and his family being there, but they were. I was able to avoid them and didn't let it ruin my night though. Christmas wasn't that great. I guess in the past I've just been more into it, getting people gifts and seeing people. I think a lot of people weren't feeling it. I feel like not as many people put lights up on their houses, and normally I can't go 2 feet without being handed cookies and stuff, but this year I didn't do any of that. So it felt like it was December 1st, then bam, Christmas Eve. Normally I'm with my mom Christmas Eve, then my dad's Christmas Day, and go to my grandma's on that side. So I called her and asked if I could still come for a little bit in the morning since they usually go to my stepmom's side for a bit then, and she said of course. She even went and got my brothers and told my dad and stepmom they could come after I left. It was really, really nice of her. I was having a lot of fun, and it felt like there was nothing wrong, but then my one brother asked me when I was leaving so his parents could come. So I left. He's a kid, and I'm sure he just wanted to open more presents, so it's not his fault, but it hurt a lot because I was so excited to see them. And I think I'm just going to distance myself from them for a while. Not because I'm mad, but just for now, for myself. My dad and stepmom had sent gifts with them for me, but I didn't open them and left them there. I didn't get them anything, so it felt wrong, but also I wanted to hurt them. My mom and stepdad go to his family on Christmas Day, and I didn't want to just be home alone, so I just kind of drove around for a while, but Dan was free. Normally when we hang out, we just get stoned, and he makes vegan versions of non-vegan meals. But the grocery stores were all closed, so we saw that ping pong movie. I quit therapy. Sorry. It was so expensive, and I was getting nothing out of it, and I had gone to this support group Gail told me about, and it's really been helping. Like exponentially more than therapy. I don't know if I'm supposed to pay someone for it, but I don't know who to ask. But even if I have to pay, I'll keep going. The people are nice, and I can just listen if I don't want to talk. Gail said she'd help me find one in my new city, but maybe I'll just do a fresh start when I go to school. I'm glad I found the support group. But one of the people there said something along the lines of how expensive lawyers cost, and I guess before that I didn't realize that these guys' parents not only paid their bail, which I guess they'll get back, but apparently thousands of dollars for lawyers to try to get them off. And anyways, this is stupid, but I got mad that they're paying all that money for their kids and it just goes to lawyers, and I'm sitting here paying for therapy because of what their sons did. And 2 of these guys still have girlfriends. One of them goes to my best friend's high school. Last year I went to her prom with her as friends, and the girl reached out and asked me not to go this year. I just blocked her, and Gail told me they're not allowed to tell me where I can and can't go. But if that guy is going to go, I obviously won't, and I'm not trying to make more drama by poking that bear. But in all of that drama, my mom was saying that after trauma you're not supposed to date for a year. Which, it's like, to each their own. Also, I think she's thinking of drug addicts, which I'm not. So those were really the only few times I've been sad lately. And not that much, like I don't cry or anything. I kind of want to change my last name. Not to my stepdad's though. I could ask my mom what her maiden name was, but maybe I could pick a new one. Gail said she might be able to talk to a judge for me, so that was nice. I know I'll change my last name when I get married, but that won't be for a long time, and I'm hoping I can change it before college. Either way, I'm going to be okay. /relevant comments. Commenter. Thank you for the update. I'm glad to hear you're getting the help you want to process all the trauma and discarding what isn't helping, including your father and his wife, who is a total piece of work. I bet it was her plan all along to have you out of her house the day you turned 18. Come and visit, PFFT. Your father is feeling all the guilt he should be, knowing how he ignored your pleas for help, coming straight after his manufactured excuse to get you out of his house. I'm glad your mom and stepdad have stepped up to the plate to care for you. Enjoy these last months of school before you head off to college. Congratulations on your scholarship, and I hope those guys take the plea deals and that they each contain reparation payments for your future. Commenter 2. Hi up. You did good. I wish I had this guts when I was your age. My parents were 8th grade jerks to me, so much so I didn't like to see their faces at one point. But all is good now, because I learned to be alone in a house full of people. I had some traumatic experiences in my life too, by my parents obviously, but I didn't go to therapy. All I can say is you'll be better than fine once you leave. No one should have to beg their parents to protect them. No one should feel like not having a home when you do have one. I'm truly sorry for the things that happened to you. But the IDGAF attitude you are having? It's going to help you so much in life. This attitude has saved me a lot. I hope you are not worried about your future, because it's going to be amazing. It always starts when we choose ourselves. Good luck.